DJ Delz.
Alright, so we gotta speak about Star Wars. I did do a non-spoiler review yesterday, and I did remove the video because I didn't like the way I was coming off. I felt like I was a little too negative about it. What I was trying to deliver was that it's not J.J. Abrams' fault that you guys, and not even you guys, even me, us fans, didn't get what we felt we needed. And J.J. did a great job of cleaning up Rian Johnson's mess. Because that's what it was, man. Rian Johnson came into this project and screwed it all up. He really did. He doesn't seem to really know Star Wars. The way that he portrayed Luke Skywalker was awful. It was absolutely awful. It broke a lot of hearts for Star Wars fans. And in that video that I did, I felt like I was just focusing more on that and almost like taking out my frustration on The Last Jedi on this new movie, and that's not fair because this movie actually wasn't bad. It was a decent flick, and some are going to agree with me, some are going to disagree with me. I do think that they could have went in way different directions, and I wish they did, but what's done is done. Rian Johnson took episode 8 and took it in such a weird direction. It's like he isn't a Star Wars fan, or maybe never even seen any of the movies. It seemed like that. And he just turned into a different direction, which didn't really fit with the whole Star Wars story. And I'm all about going somewhere where it's a little bit out of the box, but this dude went somewhere so different with it that it didn't even make sense. And I feel like a lot of the fans are just so pissed off still at The Last Jedi that they're taking it out on this movie. It's not fair. It's absolutely not fair. If you don't like the movie, that is fine. I'm not here to convince you to like the movie. You can totally hate this film. But I actually liked the movie. And when I did that video yesterday, it came off like I did not like the movie. And I don't want to come off like that. I did like the movie. It's just frustrating to see what we got and what we could have got. There should have been so much more with this new trilogy, and it didn't happen because of the fact that it wasn't on the same course from episode 7 to 8. And 9 was completely rushed. You had so much information just hitting us over the head. Bang, 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 bang. So much stuff. Explaining Snoke. Explaining how the Emperor's back. Explaining so much. Basically trying to fix the nonsense that went down with The Last Jedi. And so much happened so quickly during this new movie, episode 9. I mean, it's just, they didn't even give you a second to actually absorb stuff. It would just be like, okay, this happens, this happens, this happens, this happens, this happens. And it was just craziness. And the movie wasn't a long movie, so it was really just bang, 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 just hitting you over the head with so much during the first half of the movie. There should have been more with it, explaining more. And they could have made this a 3-hour movie and people would have been fine with it. It's a fast-moving movie, too. I did not think it was slow at all. Some people were a little annoyed of them bringing new characters in. I wasn't annoyed because of the fact that they had to kind of have new characters in the movie because of the storyline and with their mission. Of course, they're going to run into new people. The new character, the female that Poe Dameron seemed to have a crush on, I didn't think that was all necessary. It was kind of weird. It's like the chick kept blowing him off. That was a little strange to me. I mean, there are a lot of little strange things in the movie that didn't need to be in the actual movie. This wasn't far from a perfect film. I'm going to make it clear. I'm not saying this was the greatest movie ever, but you're going to have some new characters in a new movie. You're always gonna. They didn't necessarily have to, but I don't think that people should be in a rage over that. And it just seems like there's a lot of people on YouTube that are really angry at this new movie, and I don't get why people would be that angry with it. JJ turned chicken shit to chicken salad. That's basically the way I put it. He did what he could. There was a lot of things that I was scratching my head with. I gotta say, man, when I seen the one scene where Chewbacca is being taken prisoner and then the ship explodes in the air through the lightning with Rey and Kylo Ren, I said to myself, they better not have Chewie go out like this, man. Chewie deserves way better than this. And they're like, oh, Chewie's dead. Oh, no, Chewie's dead. Next scene. And then that was it. I couldn't believe that that really went down. And I was so happy that that didn't happen, like he was on another ship, because that really had me like, what the hell is this crap? This is terrible. And I will say I was very happy to see he got his actual medal at the end of this movie, because that was one thing we felt he always deserved on the original trilogy. He never got that medal. Like, everyone else got their medal. Luke got it, Han got it, and then Chewbacca's just standing there, like, man, this dude risked his life too. He busted his ass just as much as they did, and he didn't get no medal. He got cheated out right there. So I was happy to see he got his medal. Another problem with the movie, with everything being so fast, it almost comes off a little silly. Like with Lando Calrissian just pops out of nowhere. I was like, what the fuck? Just literally popped up. I love seeing him in the movie, though. It was fantastic to see him as a fan. It's just crazy how fast-paced it was. But at the same time, if you watch A New Hope, it was very fast-paced, man. They didn't explain a lot of stuff at times. They just would go from scene, very choppy. And they gave you that in this movie. That's my opinion. You don't have to agree with me on it. I love the fight scene by the water with Rey and Kylo Ren. And then Kylo hears Princess Leia, drops the lightsaber, and then bang, Rey goes for the kill. I thought that was great. And then she felt that Leia was gone, and then she right away healed Kylo. It was instinct, you know, to bring him back to life. So I like that. Some people didn't like it, which is fine, but I didn't mind it at all. I thought that was a good moment right there. That end scene before Kylo Ren passes away, I like that too. Some people thought it was cheesy. They kissed. I mean, it's a movie. People have been seeing this kind of frustration with the two of them for 3 movies now. I had no problem with it at all. I thought it made sense, had a good feel moment. There was some emotion there, and I thought it ended great. I really did. Palpatine with these powers where he's just able to shoot into the space and destroy shit. I thought that was a little much. I mean, this dude got like Marvel hero powers now. He's able to take down ships and everything. I wasn't really feeling that at all. The Knights of Ren, what a shame with the Knights of Ren. They look so cool, but JJ didn't have enough time to put them into the movie. I mean, all of this Knights of Ren cool stuff should have happened in episode 8, and it didn't. Which really sucked, because as I said, they had a pretty dope look to them, and we were looking forward to seeing all about the Knights of Ren. And episode 8 should have been so different than what it was. You know, Luke definitely should have been training Rey, but he should have been positive and encouraging Rey, not being this bag of shit, miserable bastard. And that really killed a lot of people's belief in Star Wars. I really think so. It really killed a lot of people's belief in Star Wars, where they feel like they're even forced to see this because they're used to seeing every single new Star Wars movie, so they feel like they have to see this new one, and they're going in negative, and they're not being realistic about it. You know, they're so pissed off about the last film that they are just taking it out on this one, as I said. Some of you are not going to agree with me, but I really think that a lot of people are going to agree with me. There's a lot of people taking their anger out on this new movie when it doesn't deserve that, man. It's not J.J. Abrams' fault at all. I don't think it's deserving. A lot of people are very critical on a lot of things, like the stormtroopers and the red stormtroopers and the flying and this and that. I mean, I dig what you're saying, and, you know, this movie could have been a lot tighter, but I focus on the actual story. I like the story. From what it was last movie to now, I think that they were able to maneuver it into a better direction than what it was. Is it the best Star Wars movie? Absolutely not. But I did like the movie. And as I said, I had to delete yesterday's video because it came off like I was just hating on the movie. And there's nothing wrong with hating the movie or disliking it. There's a difference between disliking something, hating a movie that you're watching, and being a hater, just looking for attention. People are saying that they're walking out of the theaters and they're tweeting about it. These people are doing that just for attention. They just want to be retweeted and liked and look at me. That's just how it is in this day and age. People are just looking to get looked at and get attention. That's what the social media world's all about. Everyone wants attention. So people are going to say all types of ridiculous shit just to be looked at. Just like there's so many YouTube videos where they're really trashing this movie where I don't think it deserves to be trashed that hard. I do think that it wasn't a great, amazing film where I was like, oh my God, this is the greatest film of all times. Of course not. There were things I did not like in the movie, but people are critiquing this film way too hard. Way too hard. This ain't real life. It's Star Wars. So some people are going to say, oh, well, this ain't realistic and this ain't realistic. Dude, none of this shit is realistic. It's fucking Star Wars. It's a space opera. It ain't real. So chill a little bit. I don't get that. I understand why people could be pissed at The Last Jedi because they took people's characters and changed their characters. Even like Princess Leia, like she came off like so different. It's not the actor's fault, it's the writers. The writers are the ones that are putting this all together for them to say. There's plenty of interviews of Mark Hamill saying this isn't what Luke Skywalker's all about. He's even said it in front of Rian Johnson. Rian Johnson is the cancer of Star Wars. That's how I put it. Like, he literally is the cancer to Star Wars. And what he did, I just don't understand how the execs at Disney could have even said, okay, let's put this out. Because that really affected a lot of fans. A lot of them, including myself. But I started believing again watching The Mandalorian. Really love The Mandalorian on Disney+. If you are not giving The Mandalorian a chance, check it out. It's so worth it. It's really a good show. There's one more episode left next week, and I'm absolutely loving it. I have nothing really negative to say. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could pick little here's and there's, but it is great. And it brought me back. The Solo movie, it was okay. But Mandalorian is fantastic. And this movie, The Rise of Skywalker, was a good movie, in my opinion. With what they had to work with, I thought they did a great job. Now, keep in mind, with what they had to work with, they did a great job. Am I saying this is fantastic? This whole series was amazing? No. This is The Last Jedi. It totally shitted on Luke Skywalker. Star Wars is Luke Skywalker. The whole shit is all about the Skywalkers, and what they did was awful. Fans take it personal because they have so much invested in Star Wars, watching all these movies, buying all the merchandise. People got really pissed off about that movie, including myself. But I'm not going to take it out on this movie. That's not fair. There's one thing with the movie. Well, there's more than one thing, but there's one big thing that I didn't really understand with it. Maybe you could help me out with it. Maybe it just made no damn sense. So the Emperor wants Rey to kill him, and then he will become one with her, right? She passes up on it, but then she later on kills him. So how does this make any sense, or am I missing something? Let me know about that in the comments. That's one thing that was a head scratcher to me. One other thing I gotta speak about is Finn. They flirt so much with Finn being force sensitive in episode 7, and I thought they were going to possibly make him a Jedi in this trilogy. Never happened. They hit us with it, though, again in this new movie. Maybe more than once. I've seen it once. Are they just playing with our emotions and what we're watching? Or do you think maybe they're setting something up for the future? Because there's going to be more Star Wars films. It's just not going to be this trilogy, this timeline right here. They're going to put out more movies. We will get another Rey movie. We will get a Finn movie, maybe Finn and Poe. Let me know if you agree with me. Let me know if you don't agree with me with that. Leave all your comments. This is off of my Patreon podcast. If you like this kind of talk, definitely check out the Patreon, patreon.com/DJ Delz. please hit the thumbs up button and leave the comments. I really want to know what you're feeling about this movie. And if you feel like maybe I am right, maybe you personally were taking out your frustrations with The Last Jedi on this movie, let me know. Leave it in the comments too. Thanks for tuning in. Much love, and may the Force be with you. We out. We out. We out.